How are you, everyone? My name is Arthur. I'm here to testify about salvation testimony. I want to testify how God gave me right to be His son. I grew up in central part of Kenya, to be specific, Kiambu. I grew up in a Christian family, and also I went to church from Sunday school. But as I was going to church, I thought I'm a good kid, I'm a good person, so I did not know about the church, but I thought my spiritual life was okay. So from standard 1 going up to standard 8 until I joined high school. From that time I started thinking about sin. I started having a conscience that I'm committing sin. So that's when I started even thinking about how my sin can be removed from my heart. But in the church that I used to go, it's among the big churches in central Kenya, I could not find any solution. But during that time, I was in high school, and what happens in high school, you all know that we indulge in drinking, indulge in so many things. I could find that I'm doing a lot of sin, but I could not find any solution. When I was in college in 2008, I thought about how I can be close to God, because I really thought that when I die, I surely I wanted to know that I'll go to heaven. But when I could check about my deeds, I was not very sure about going to heaven. So it is during that time I thought to go to church to register in one of the district of those churches, so that I can become a member of that church. That Sunday afternoon, as I was going to register, the person who registered people inside the church so that they can be recognized was not there, so I could not register. During that time, I was almost finishing my college education, and it was during the month of July. That's when I met people who were advertising the World Camp. They were giving people flyers. They had a desk in our college, so I could pick that flyer, and I could see there is a World Camp for the youth. So that time I was so much attracted to attend this event of the youth, because that time I was a youth. So it was very easy for me to attend the camp, the youth camp, because I was finishing college. I did not have a job. I wanted to run away from home. I did not want to be at home because I don't have an income. I just finished college. I did not have money. So this event really attracted me to attend, because I will eat in church. I will have fun with other youths. But it is during the youth camp we could hear the word of God. I remember very well, we were put in a group of like 15 youths. So we were taught about the word of God. And during that time, one missionary asked us, do you have sin? We all of us said we have sin, because we sinned from the time we knew ourselves. Me, I could say that I have sinned, but that one did not matter a lot. My concern was to have fun with other youths. But after youth camp, 2008, the first World Camp that happened in Kenya in 2008, the church that I am in, Good News Mission, they said that youth can come on Friday and have time, Friday evening, Saturday evening, and we go home on Sunday. It was called GNC. It is during that time that I joined with one missionary. In one evening, this missionary was preaching to me. We were divided, youth and one missionary. So this missionary could ask me one question. Do you have sin? Yes, I said I have sin. Then he could ask me, when did you start sinning? I told him I started sinning when I joined nursery school, like that. But this shorter missionary could guide me to read Romans chapter 5. Let's open Romans chapter 5, verse 12. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. So he could tell me that sin entered this world through one man, and he told me this one man is called Adam. You did not commit sin, but through this one man Adam, that's how sin entered me. He told me I'm not a sinner because I committed sin, but he told me I am a sinner because the sin of Adam, this sin could come to me. So from that time, I started now liking the gospel. So we continued to fellowship with this one shorter missionary, and he was explaining to me the difference between sin and sin, and he could explain to me about the law. But what amazed me, he told me that in the Old Testament, they used to clean their sin, offering the goat without a blemish, and even Aaron was the highest priest. He could offer the sacrifice for sin for the congregation of Israel, because the first way was not right. When you sinned, you bring a kid of a goat. That way was not right. So God brought a way whereby sin could be forgiven once every year. And Aaron was the one who could bring this kid of a goat and then slaughter, so that the sin of congregation of Israel could be forgiven. But this short missionary could tell me that also that way was not a perfect way. The perfect way was when Jesus Christ became this kid of goat, so that he gave the sacrifice for all of us, and he could read verse after verse, and he could show me precisely how Jesus Christ came to this world, how he could carry our sin, and how he suffered because of this sin in the cross, and he died because of my sin. He carried my sin, he suffered, he was taken to the cross to pay the wages of sin. I did not pay these wages of sin, but Jesus Christ is the one who paid the wages of sin. And he could open a verse for me. I would like us to open the book of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 10. It says, by that which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all. He could say, we received this sanctification through the offering of body of Jesus Christ. And through that, we became sanctified. We became holy. We became righteous. And then, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 17, he could read the verse for me. This verse is the verse that made an assurance in my life that, for sure, I'm not a sinner. Jesus Christ washed all my sin. I don't have any sin. This verse says, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. So this shorter missionary could tell me that Jesus Christ does not remember my sin. I'm the one who remembers my sin. So from that time, I could realize that Jesus Christ washed my sin, and I don't have sin. Jesus Christ made me righteous. Jesus Christ made me holy. It is not my work. I did not do any work to be perfect, to be righteous. But 100%, the work of Jesus Christ, I was made perfect. And from that time, I have been perfect. I was made holy. And then from 2009, I've been in church. I've been continually been guided inside the church. Inside the church, there is a servant of God who is guiding me in my spiritual life. So I was so much thankful. Before 2008, I was suffering from sin. So I'm so much thankful because Jesus Christ could carry my sin. He could suffer for my sin, and I'm now righteous, and I'm perfect, and I'm holy. I will finish my testimony there. Thank you.